Hey everybody, it's your boy Coach Scott. It's your favorite coach, the Lab Elite Training. I want to encourage you to go ahead and hit the like right now, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the post notification so you get notified whenever I release new content. Who Wins is the series where we take a look at two teams that didn't have the chance to compete against one another in a playoff series. Maybe they're from different eras, or in this case, same era, different conferences, different title runs. And we use stats, player comparisons, and other factors to figure out who wins.
58 seconds left in the first.
Drexler at his best in the open floor.
That's three in the corner for Mario early. Can you believe that three-point lead?
Well, this is Reach. He's awesome.
Sam Cassell gets another look at a three.
Drexler all the way. Clyde Drexler at his best in the open floor for three. Yes!
Kenny Smith had this to say about the prospect of the Bulls being able to run off 8 straight championships in the 90s had Jordan not retired.
But they wouldn't have beat us. They would not have beaten us, Dre, because of two things. Not because he wasn't the greatest player, because Hakeem was also he would have been number 1 or 2 player in the world at that time too, in those championship runs. But the Bulls were too little then.
Is it true that you actually think that you and Olajuwon and the crew would have beaten the Chicago Bulls in the finals if Jordan was there and had it retired? Are you telling me that team would have beat Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls?
First of all, yes.
Okay.
Secondly, the reason I felt that we would have beat them, not because Michael wasn't the greatest player ever.
Olajuwon was no joke. He was something special.
But they were too small for us. Because remember, there was no Horace Grant. Remember, he was in Orlando. That was when all the contract stuff. Dennis Rodman wasn't there yet. He wasn't there.
Got you.
So who's going to guard Dream? No, impossible. It would have been an impossible task for them to guard Dream.
Now, in fairness, Kenny was talking about the post-93 Bulls after Horace Grant left for Orlando and pre-Dennis Rodman. That said, to avoid me over-speculating on what moves the Bulls may have made if MJ hadn't retired, we are looking at the 1992-93 NBA champion Chicago Bulls versus the 1994-95 NBA champion Houston Rockets.
He starts to dribble, driving and passing back out to the corner. It's Olajuwon. Starts to back in, puts up the baseline run. It's good.
Take a minute, look over the stats for yourself, and then we'll get right into it. If you were creating a basketball player in the lab, which he may have been.
Are you the tallest one in the family? Not as tall? How does that work?
I'm the tallest. My father's about 5'10". My mother's about 5'5". Everyone else is about 5'6.5", 5'7". The milkman's about 6'7".
No.
The finished product will probably look a lot like him. Tall, massive hands, strong, athletic, and mentally unbreakable on the court.
Triangle, back right side it goes to Michael.
Well,
in 6 finals appearances, Jordan averaged 33.6 points per game on 48% shooting. I see no reason in this series for him to be slowed down. I actually believe that will probably increase to above 35 points per game, given Jordan's almost insane competitive nature, coupled with his need to prove that he and Clyde Drexler are not the same.
32. Here's Jordan for three. Yes!
Hakeem Olajuwon. For those who don't know, this is the guy who dominated the most dominant force, Shaquille O'Neal, the NBA has ever seen.
There's Hakeem. Corey comes over to help. Scott starts to drive. And Hakeem gets it away. And adjust.
Kenny on the drive. Oh, passes to
His post footwork was so impeccable, your favorite player has probably sought him out for help improving their footwork. Hakeem routinely controlled the interior on both sides, scoring in the post and turning away shots at the rim for any challenger. He could also step away from the hoop and make the 15-footer.
Horry starts to dribble drive and then brings it back out. In the corner is Olajuwon. Starts to back in, puts up the baseline run. That's good. Bulls reverse.
Bullard to Olajuwon. Spins, fires, off balance, and it goes anywhere.
Scottie Pippen, probably the best player that could have been paired alongside MJ. He could handle, he could finish, pass with the best of them. He's an all-time great defender, and he'd knock down the mid-range and occasional three. Scottie could guard 1 through 4 with almost no issues. He was quick and strong. Strong enough to cause problems for smaller guards as well as bigger forwards.
Mob, I'm gonna just...
The nemesis, the arch rival, Clyde Drexler. Michael Jordan once said, when asked about Clyde Drexler,
Well, Clyde is somewhat of a mirror of me in a sense. I mean, he's so versatile. He plays offense, he plays defense. He's good with assists, he can score. So you got to respect him in all areas of basketball.
MJ also allegedly said, Clyde can do everything I can do on the court, but he doesn't know how to play the game, referring to his lack of marketability off the court. Clyde Drexler could finish in traffic, knock down the mid-range consistently, create his own shot off the dribble, and post up. Offensively, in their era, in his prime, probably second only to Jordan as a wing, although he doesn't get talked about much anymore.
Lost the dribble off his foot. 3-on-2 for the Blazers. Drexler all the way. Clyde Drexler at his best in the open floor, hitting for his...
You see the Chicago Bulls defense up overplaying, denying Portland points.
Robinson rejected by Grant. Drexler.
Horace Grant. He filled his role for the Bulls extremely well. As a third option on offense, a post defender and rebounder, I don't think he took too well to MJ's in-your-face style of leadership, but regardless, he did his job exceedingly well, leading the team in offensive rebounds and second in blocks. He could pull the other team's big away from the rim and consistently knock down the mid-range jumper.
Horace, he goes up and jams it.
He drives and jams. Pretty play.
Blocked by Grant.
Vernon Maxwell.
Drops it inside. Olajuwon tries to spin, looking to go back. Now goes on top to Maxwell. Shot clock at 4 at 3. Maxwell for 3. Hit it.
A long distance three. Not afraid to put it.
Maxwell was fearless, and I believe MJ appreciated that and respected that about him. He was also 1/4 of a guard rotation that averaged 42 points per game this season. The others in that group, Kenny Smith,
With Olajuwon. Here's Kenny Smith hitting the three.
Mario Elie,
That's 3 in the corner for Mario Elie. Can you believe that 3-point lead then by 2?
and Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell gets another look at a three. Sam.
Go and try your luck.
DJ Armstrong, you got Kenny Smith. MJ, you got Clyde. Scotty, putting you on Mario Elie. Horace Grant,
And I'm swerving.
you got Robert Ory.
Try to holler, she gon' curve him. We came from under
Bill Cartwright,
Persian. We been staying in our lane, ain't no merging.
we'll help you out as much as we can, but you got Drake.
Turban. Yeah, these all square like
To have 2 elite wing defenders is a luxury in any era. But Chicago, in addition to having MJ and Scotty having 17 all-defensive first-team selections between them, Horace Grant between 92 and 96 was all-defensive second-team 4 out of the 4 years. So they had the 2s, the 3s, and the 4s on lock in the early to mid-90s. This is prior to the NBA allowing zone defense, but this team really didn't need to run it because they could switch almost everything if needed. They could double and recover because they had length, they're athletically gifted. Remember in the 90-91 finals when Scottie Pippen disrupted Magic Johnson by picking him up full court? Scottie as a defender was tall, he was strong and athletic, so Magic's size wasn't a problem for Scottie. I think because this Rockets team relies more on playing through Hakeem in the post, the Bulls wouldn't need to pressure the ball too much and could focus more on running a double with Horace Grant, with Scottie Pippen, or with even Michael Jordan from time to time.
Gone to a new weapon. That's his eluding Ainge. Yes. The Bulls record. The steal
Full court pressure, maybe once in a while we pick up just to kind of take some time off the shot clock, but not going to run that too much. Doubling, wouldn't focus too much on perimeter doubling, even though they have a great player like Clyde Drexler. My primary double, the obvious thing would be the double dream, but I'd live with him scoring 30 to 35 a night and not allowing their shooters to catch fire by being free to roam, catch, and shoot open shots. Cartwright was a strong and solid enough post defender. Occasionally, once Dream makes his move, this team is quick enough to run a secondary defender at him to try to force a turnover from time to time. But doubling would not be a primary focus. I'd rather apply a lot of pressure in the half court to their guards. The other star in Clyde Drexler would be defended primarily by Jordan, and sometimes Scotty, first team All-NBA defenders. So of course, we'd help on drives, but no need to run doubles at him. Plus, Jordan can be very physical because what official is going to foul out Mike in the NBA Finals? Everyone knows Chicago and their famous triangle offense, but what does that actually mean? It makes it difficult for rim protectors like Hakeem to do what they do best. The Bulls were excellent at moving the ball and moving themselves. Ball screens and PNRs for drives to the rim were key facets of this offense. As you see in this clip, they could run this with Mike or Scotty as the post, which will pull Hakeem to the high post or weak side of the floor and not allow him to sit at the block and alter shots. Now, as I mentioned before, Chicago excelled at getting out into the open floor and running. With their 3 All-NBA defenders, they want to get stops and run as much as possible against Houston. Team concepts, if I'm Houston, my matchups. Robert Horry, you got Horace Grant, Hakeem, you got Bill Cartwright, Mario Ellie, you got Mike, Kenny Smith, you got BJ Armstrong, Clyde Drexler. I'm not putting you on Mike, I'm putting you on Scotty. How good was Hakeem? So good, the NBA renamed the Defensive Player of the Year award after him.
Defense win games. That's one thing I'm very passionate about. Offensive, that's fun. Defense is work.
And a block by Hakeem, he got all the way back. Olajuwon blocks it away.
Goes to KJ and
He had great lateral movement and athleticism, so the occasional guard switch wouldn't be too problematic for him. With Hakeem guarding Cartwright, he could roam a little bit and help quite a bit for blocks and challenges at the rim, as long as the Rockets don't allow Jordan and Pippen to dominate on post-ups out of the triangle. Full court pressure. Now, the Chicago team excels when they can get stops and get out and run. So, if I'm coaching the Rockets, I probably focus on let's limit turnovers so we're able to get back and set up on the defensive end. I'd only run sporadic pressure and only send one, like Kenny Smith or Vernon Maxwell or maybe Sam Cassell, to take some time off of the shot clock by pressuring the guards, BJ Armstrong, John Paxson, up the floor, as well as off of missed shots leading to defensive rebounds for Chicago. Doubles, I think sending the double at MJ would be the obvious thing to do, but the Rockets have good length and strength at the 2, 3, and 4 with Ellie, Horry, Drexler, and even Maxwell, who gives up a few inches but has the heart of a lion. So instead of my primary focus being a double, I'm trusting the help and switching most of the screens and cuts. MJ will find a way to get his 30 plus regardless, so doubling him too much allows the other guys to get into a rhythm on the offensive end. My primary doubles, why have Mario Ellie start out on it? I'd want someone that can be physical with him in the half court. When Mike beats him off the dribble or on back cuts, help can come from multiple directions. Hakeem and Otis Thorpe can help off of the Bulls centers to help protect the rim. Plus, if Chicago goes to MJ as a post guy in the triangle, you want someone that he can't bully and overpower on the block. This team could do well in the modern NBA. Multiple guards in Kenny Smith, Sam Cassell, Vernon Maxwell, Scott Brooks coming off the bench who can all knock down shots. Also, Robert Horry was a stretch four who could space the floor and give the Rockets some added punch from deep. I definitely go small at times, 3 guards, Horry and Dream, especially in the first half to finish quarters when MJ is resting. Even when Dream is resting, and go with Ellie or Chucky Brown at the 4, Horry or Otis Thorpe at the 5. The offense would have to start on the defensive end of the floor, limiting Chicago to 1 shot per trip. Running in transition is important, but playing in the half court through Hakeem is the plan because Chicago has no answer for him. If they double, he's got multiple shooters to space the floor.
Rockets are on fire. How about this? Clyde Drexler, three-pointer, got it. Another 3 for the Rockets. Kenny, a three-pointer left side, good. Big basket by Kenny.
Second half began. Houston looked for a new start.
Smith for 3.
And Kenny Smith made sure that it was a good one.
Here's Smith. Yes, a 3.
Kenny just was unconscious, and I told him, keep shooting. And you just saw the confidence. He said, Mary, don't even worry about it. I'm not going to hesitate.
Kenny Smith continues to hit from downtown.
It's 58 seconds left in the first. Jordan turns and jumps out as he goes.
Clyde Drexler out to go to the free throw line. Stops the run.
Michael Jordan off a set play on the inbound.
Marv, I'm going to just...
Back to Horace, top of the circle, jump shot on the way, and Horace through the defense. Starts to move in the lane, double team to Horace Grant from 14. Horace Grant is 9 of 12 for the game.
Against the Hornets, B.J. Armstrong. B.J. posting Muggsy Bogues. Yeah, he likes that, but you got to give...
Keep getting it, he'll get killed, but he got a break there as Shaq was a little bit over-anxious.
Elijah Watt with a good move.
Horace Grant will try to get around in front.
And again, Elijah Watt. Drexler's going to blow by Marley. Turns. Slam dunk by Drexler for 2 more.
Short. Ellie, long rebound pass to Drexler from left to right. Backhanded up and in off the window. A beautiful quick.
Jordan trying to post up, does. Tries to go baseline, dribbles it off of his foot.
Down to 8. Shot clock at 7. Vernon puts up a 3.
Well, there it is. Right up.
To a pancake biscuit. You get to acting like a hot shot. Now your body bleeding from the hot shot.
Houston comes up with it. They're up by 3. Cross court, Horry takes it home.
Otis Thorpe, good pass. Thorpe and Cartwright. Kenny Smith puts up a 3-pointer.
Here's Smith. Yes, a 3. Kenny Smith continues to hit from downtown.
They get it to Smith. Kenny, duck, lead, fire.
Down to this.
Elijah Watt spins inside on Ewing. Picks it up back to Cassell.
Here's Cassell for 3.
He got it. The rookie hit it. Wow, big shot by Cassell.
On paper, here's these two teams. The Bulls score more and give up less points. The Rockets make more from 3 by more than double the amount. The Rockets also have a slim edge on the free throw line. The Bulls will lead in rebounds and lead in offensive boards by almost 6 per game. The slight edge goes to Chicago in assists, and additionally, they turn it over less. Rockets would win in blocks, and the Bulls would control the steal stat. Now let's look at the scoring leaders. If you look at the 1992-93 finals for the Chicago team, MJ averaged 41 a game. Yeah, 41 against a physical and tough Portland team that included Clyde Drexler. I think Jordan sees a similar scoring bump in this series. On the other side, in 4 games of the 94-95 finals, Hakeem Olajuwon averaged almost 33 points a game against a front line featuring a young Shaquille O'Neal and 3-time champ, 4-time all-defensive second-team selection Horace Grant. So what would Dream do to this Bulls front line? I think he punishes them for 35 to 37 a game. Defensively, again, the Bulls have 3 all-defensive team members and again could switch on most screens and cuts as well as double and recover quickly. This Bulls team was also holding teams to under 100 points per game. So even if the Rockets managed to hold Chicago to their allowed points per game, Chicago would still win by about 3 points. Rebounds. Chicago wins the rebounding battle, and this is because of the offensive boards where the Bulls were better by almost a margin of 6 per game. Controllables, the X factor, I think that would go to B.J. Armstrong.
Chicago Stadium against the Hornets. B.J. Armstrong.
It's a match. He's got Larry Johnson. Look it up. Look at the tree. There you go, kid. Knock it in. Yes.
Is he able to knock down open looks consistently throughout the series? How well does he defend the Rockets guards? On the other side, I'd say for the Rockets to have a chance, Clyde Drexler would have to be phenomenal and match the point production of MJ on less shot attempts, which would mean getting to the free throw line more and making 3 to 5 threes per game.
Clyde Drexler, three-pointer, got it! Another three for the Rockets. Drexler's going to blow by Marley, turns, slammed on Clyde Drexler for 2 more. Up ahead to Drexler. Drexler on the drive, lays it up for 2.
I think the win goes to Chicago, taking this matchup 4-2. Don't agree with me? Tell me why. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you love it, remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I love you. Peace.
Very few teams have done this, especially when so much parity in the league right now. This is a major accomplishment for the franchise and for the team. And, for me personally, I think it was something that I was looking forward to separate myself from Magic and Bird. They never did it, and I did it. So that makes me, feel special, I believe it.